state shirts or jerseys.
All right, Rider fans, we are back for game two of the Cowbell Cup series today. Will be your Cedar Rapids Roughriders playing against the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Your Roughriders had an incredibly tough loss at the end of the third period of the last game, and we'll see if that affects them going into this game or if they're able to be a goldfish and just let that one fall off their backs. For this game, I'm expecting Jackson Baker to be in net. Just waiting for the Rough Riders team to reappear from their locker room. And then we will get the warm-up period started.
The show is saying now that Kaden.
All right, looks like your riders are reappearing. And so we do have Jackson Baker out in his black and white pads. And we see how they come out after that last game. See where their heads are at. Warm-up area is just about over here. We'll see Cedar Rapids decides to line up for this game. Players getting the puck side of the net and trying to work on getting ready to play this next game. All right, riders are coming out looking like they are lining up in a very similar way to game one. We're going to have Jack Kettleson centering Ellis Palmer, Liam Smith, Gavin Sebring, and DJ Elliott on the defensive side. And here we go, face off one by Dubuque. Back to their defensive line. Puck goes into the zone by Gavin Sebring. Missed pass over to Ellis Palmer. Liam Smith in a race for the puck. Liam able to get it into the zone. Jack Kettleson now able to grab the puck and get it deeper into the zone. Liam looks like he's down. The Flames are playing with one guy. Liam Smith is down in the corner here. Team's going over to see if they can help him out. Gonna have a bit of a delay here as we are seeing what's going on. All right, ensuing face-off. We're going to get back going. Clara Donkey taking it. One over to Corbin Zek, knocked off of his stick. Into the corner. Corbin trying to get it back. Playing really well against the half-boards here. Able to get it up to Jackson Hunt. Jackson has a little trouble with his skates and falls down. Up over to Clara Donkey. Clara bounces it off the boards. Dubuque first on it. Puck going behind the net. They're going to be placing defense on there along with DJ Elliott. DJ bounces it over to Gavin Sebring. Very purposeful play behind the net. Puck up to Jackson Hunt. Jackson speeding it into the zone. Shot off of the goalie's glove. And Dubuque able to get it behind their net. Dubuque skating it into their offensive zone. Maverick Rasmussen keeping the Dubuque player to the outside. And covered by Jackson Baker. Gonna have a face-off coming to the stick side of our goalie. There's Erickson out now as the defensive person. Jackson Jerk, centering Lynn Hansen and Breck Johnson. Face off one back behind the net. Iris first on it, but gets knocked off with a puck to Dubuque. Dubuque's able to pass it around in front and score. Ensuing face-off is one to your Rough Riders. DJ passes it over to Flynn. Flynn gets it deep into the zone. Flynn's going to be your first forechecker on there. Dubuque able to come around the net. Leaving a pretty big gap. Maverick Rasmussen gets the puck, tries to clear it out just up to the line. Breck's able to put on some pressure and get it out of the zone. Flynn Hansen and Breck Johnson putting on some pressure, causing an errant pass, making a icing. Liam Smith able to come back onto the ice. Face off one by Dubuque. Rung around the boards. And it looks like we are going to have an icing. 11.5 minutes remaining in the first period here. Puck comes back down to your Rough Riders offensive zone. Face off one by Dubuque. Two behind the net. Tries to ring it around the boards again. Puck this time collected by the Dubuque forward. Iris Erickson putting in some chase. Shot goes over the net. Dubuque able to recover. Jack Kettleson able to grab the puck. Tries to get up to Jackson Hunt. Not able to at the moment. Gavin Sebring able to collect it down below the goal line. Tries to bounce it over to Iris Erickson. But a Dubuque player is able to get it and puts a shot on net. That is stopped by Jackson Baker. And we've got a face-off coming to the left side of the goal. Ensuing face-off is won by Dubuque. It's a shot right in there. Jackson Hunt trying to put some pressure on the point. Dubuque player able to make a nice move. Tries a stop. Goes in front of the net. A little bit of pushing and shoving in front of the net. There were some sticks going by the goalie's hands. All cleared up now, so we are going to resume play. Face off one to Dubuque up to the point. Shot goes in, deflected off of a player's skates. Jackson Hunt's got the puck now, coming in 2-on-2. And puck went deep. Dubuque scanning it across again. Wyatt Monte tries to pick off the puck. Donkey has it now. Put it a little bit too far in front of herself. And plays coming back in. Shot goes wide. Dubuque's able to get to it first. DJ does a good job of an angle. And then gets hacked on the feet. And that penalty gets called. Dubuque going to the box. Your Rough Riders get their first power play of the game. Face off one by Dubuque. Able to feather it out of the zone to Maverick Rasmussen. Maverick puts it over to Gavin Sebring. Gavin Sebring puts it up to Clara Domke off of her stick and onto a Dubuque player's stick. Dubuque able to skate it in. Tries a toe drag, but falls down on the way through. Rough Riders coming in on a 4-on-2 if they can get themselves organized. Gavin Sebring with the puck in, puts it just off the side of the net. Jack Kettleson is able to retrieve it. Up to Maverick Rasmussen on the point, puts it back in deep. Breck Johnson on the floor checking pressure. Dubuque puts it around the boards. Gavin Sebring not able to catch up to it. And we have an icing. 30 seconds remaining in the power play. Brunswick face-off is one back to the point, but knocked out of the zone. George knocks it back into the zone, called onside. Jack Kettleson on the forecheck. DJ able to somewhat get it broken up, but no help out by him, so it goes in deep. George able to almost steal the puck in off of a player's stick, shot, and save. Actually blocked by Jack Kettleson. Another block by Jack Kettleson. DJ swings at it, gets it back up to the point. Dubuque shoots it again off of Jack's feet. Shot missed the net, comes around. Back to a Dubuque player, knocked off of his stick to Breck Johnson. Breck Johnson trying to get it over to Claire Domke in the middle, but ends up getting blocked on the way. Claire applying some forechecking pressure all on her own. Now Flynn Hansen trying to put on some pressure. Dubuque able to skate it in. Shot comes in and saved by Jackson Baker. Penalties off the board now. Everybody's back to even strength. Face off one to your Riders. Gavin Sebring takes it behind the net. Passes it up to White Monty. Loses a little bit of a race to the puck to Dubuque. Dubuque coming back in strong. Shot comes in hard, blocked by Gavin Sebring. Gets it outside the zone, and we have an offside. Face off win by Dubuque. Knocks to the other D, but ends up missing. Corbin Zek putting on some hardcore checking pressure, but loses speed and ends up kind of falling in. Shot from Dubuque ends up off the goalie and into the wall. Gavin Sebring working hard behind the net, trying to win the puck back. Puck came back out into the slot. Saved by Jackson Baker. No goal there as referee lost sight of it before it got pulled out. Ensuing face-off, 1 to your Riders, but puck knocked off Jackson Hunt's stick. Shot off of the stick, into the glass. Maverick Rasmussen with the puck behind the net, able to shield the puck well. Trying to look for a place to go, ends up getting it knocked back off of his stick. Corbin Hunt chasing the player. Player Domke able to get in there and cause up some trouble. Corbin Zek with the puck. Jackson Hunt misses the pass, and it looks like it's going to go all the way down for a shot. Puck off of a Dubuque stick into the neutral zone. They're able to skid it in a little bit further. Cedar Rapids able to get control of it, but shot goes into Baker. He was able to save it and cause a frozen puck. 3 minutes remaining in your first period here. Dubuque leading 1-0. Face off won by Dubuque. Up to the point. Lynn Hansen trying to put on some pressure. Got a stick on it. Puck ends up getting down below the goal line though. George Lanio putting on some pressure, able to steal the puck. Gonna have a chance at a breakaway here, but George doesn't win the race for the puck. And now Duke's coming in on a 3-on-1. Tries a toe drag, stops by Jackson Baker. Puck back up to the point. Shot blocked and back into the corner with George Lanio in some chase. Puck knocked off of the stick by Jack Kettleson. Shot in on Baker with the save. Puck back into the corner, now below the goal line. Jack Kettleson able to grab the puck, flings it over to the wall. Hansel and able to get it out to the line. Dubuque bringing it back in. Puck goes through the crease, but nobody able to get a stick on it. Flynn Hansen able to steal the puck off, passes it up to Ellis, just misses his stick. Now it's a race for the puck. Dubuque bringing it into the neutral zone with some speed. And we've got a body check call coming on Maverick. Your right is going to the penalty kill. 1 minute and 23 seconds remaining in the first period here. Jack Kettleson coming in to take the face-off. Face-off, one over to the corner. Up to the point. Jack Kettleson putting on some pressure. Down low, coming around. Claire Domke able to get it. Tries to get it out of the zone. Doesn't quite get far enough. Puck going back into the corner. DJ Elliott putting on the pressure. Able to knock it off of his player's stick. Kevin Sebring bringing out of the zone. There is a 3-on-3 situation coming. Puck comes out of play, and we're going to have a face-off down there in the Rough Riders offensive zone. 45 seconds remaining in the first period. Same lineup for your Riders out there right now. Face-off won by Dubuque, pushed into the corner. Jack Pettleson close to stealing it, but not quite able to. Dubuque bringing it down into their offensive zone. Donkey putting on some pressure off of Jackson Baker's pads into the corner, out of the zone, and that will be your first period. Maverick Rasmussen's going to have a little bit of time to go yet in his penalty, about 7 seconds. But we are in our first intermission. We will see you after the break. All right, teams are ready for your second period. Parents are ready. Let's get it going. Face off one by Dubuque into their defensive zone. Jack Pettleson putting on a little bit of pressure. Pass up into the neutral zone. The Riders are back to full strength. Puck goes in deep. DJ Elliott able to bounce it back out. Dubuque's in a regroup. Maverick Rasmussen just coming off of the penalty, putting on some chase. Shot goes over the net into the corner. Scary looking collision. Shot goes into the Phillies breadbasket, but then bounces out. Dubuque able to pounce back on it. DJ Elliott blocked a shot. Now first one to the puck, head up, trying to look for a play. Got a lot of open ice in front of him. Able to stop it, passes it to Jack Pettleson. Gets it into the zone. Jack's got a little time and space. Good shot with a screen. And unfortunately saved by the Dubuque goalie. Your Rough Riders still down 1-0 with 14 and a half minutes remaining in the second period. Able to kill that penalty off effectively. Ensuing faceoff is won by Dubuque. Dubuque rings it around the boards. Looks like it is not going to go far enough for icing. George Lanio is going to be first to it. As the puck tries to put it up to Corbin Zett. but doesn't end up on his stick. Dubuque coming in quick, shot and save. Face off one by Dubuque, up to the point. Shot comes in, blocked by a Dubuque player. Jackson Hunt with the puck. Tries to chip it to himself, but Dubuque's going to be able to get there first. Dubuque coming in. Player Domke putting on some pressure. Jackson Hunt able to come in and steal the puck off. Throws it into the middle of the ice. Player Domke able to grab the puck. Over to Corbin Zek. Tries to dump it in, but was stopped by a Dubuque player. Corbin then tries to put it into the middle where there's nobody home. Jackson Hunt putting on some back checking pressure. Dubuque continuing to bring it in. Shot loved by Baker and a save. Ensuing faceoff is going to come out to the blocker side of Jackson Baker. 12 minutes and 30 seconds remain in your second period. Faceoff is won by Jackson Turf and then controlled by Dubuque. Dubuque's got it in the high slot. Wyatt Monty able to steal a puck off of somebody's stick. Tries to pass it across, but ends up in a bunch of skates. Able to steal it again. Tries to get it in deeper. But Dubuque's able to steal it back. Dubuque bringing it in on Maverick Rasmussen. Shot goes a little bit wild into the corner. Gavin Sebring tries to reach for a puck, but gets muscled off of it. Jackson Durf trying to get the puck up to Breck Johnson. Jackson Durf keeping it though. Ends up getting stolen off of his stick. Wyatt Monty has it now. Stolen off of his stick. Dubuque coming in. Pass into the middle. Shot goes off of Baker's stick onto Breck Johnson's stick. Shot off the side back to Dubuque. Jackson Durf able to have the puck, but then throws it to a Dubuque player. Puck goes back up to Wyatt Monty. Wyatt tries to backhand it up and out of the zone, able to get it out. Puck going back to Gavin Sebring, but off of his stick. And then a turnover shot on net gets blocked. And shot comes in, rebound off of Jackson Baker, and rebound gets put in by Dubuque. It is now 2-0. One and a half minutes remaining in the second period. Ensuing faceoff taken by Jack Kettleson, controlled by Dubuque. Glenn Hansen putting on a good forecheck. And spiked back into the defensive zone. DJ puts it up, tries to get it to Jack Kettleson, not able to. Iris with the puck, passes it off to Jack Kettleson, off to his stick, off of the Dubuque stick, a little bit further into the zone. Jack Kettleson spikes it off of his stick and into the bench. Face off won by Jack Kettleson. DJ flings it deep into the zone. Jack Kettleson is your first forechecker in. Dubuque rings it around the boards. Gets farther than the Dubuque player. DJ tries to spike it back forward, but Comes back at him from a Dubuque player. Dubuque coming in with some speed, able to get it around. Turned it over, and then Dubuque shot it wide. Van Hansen tries to get the puck off of his stick. Out of the zone. Oh, no, that was Ellis Palmer. My mistake. Dubuque coming in, tries to bring it through off of DJ's stick. Up to Ellis Palmer with a steal. Ellis gets it further out of the zone. Now we've got a puck race coming. Van Hansen meeting him on the other side of the net. Gets spiked up. Out of Clara Domke's reach. And Dubuque player brings it. Really nice toe drag off the crossbar and does not go in. Puck off with some sticks down into the defensive zone. DJ on it first. Brings it up to Ellis Palmer. Ellis has it. Off of his stick into the neutral zone. No icing coming here. Roughriders looking to get a change in. Puck goes into the middle, over to Dubuque. Corbin's going to be first one on it, or at least it was looking like it, but he ended up losing a race to the puck. Jackson Hunt on it now. Knocked off of his stick. Back over to a Dubuque skater. Shot off of Baker's stick. DJ's got to hurry. He's got a player right on him. Knocked back deeper into the zone. Clara Donkey on it first. Up to DJ. Missed his stick. Jackson Hunt with it. Another shot goes wide of the net. And saved by Jackson Baker. Hard shot blocked by Gavin Sebring. Turned it over off of Jackson Baker's pads. Spiked out of the zone by Flynn Hansen. Jackson Jerf putting on a little bit of forechecking pressure. Breck Johnson speeded around. Saved by Jackson Baker on the shot from the side. Face off won by your Riders. Into the corner, Gavin Sebring's got the puck. Angled off well by Dubuque. Race to the puck with Ellis Palmer and another player. But Dubuque player wins the race to the puck. Puck comes all the way across to the other side for Dubuque. Dubuque coming in a 3-on-2. Shot missed the net. Ellis Palmer trying to win a race to it. Puck still stuck in the corner. Puck now 1-2 Cedar Rapids. Pass up, off of some sticks, and deep into the zone. Jack Peddleston putting on some pressure along with Jackson Hunt. Off of Jackson Hunt's stick, kind of slows things down, but gets out into the neutral zone with Dubuque under control. Jack Peddleston comes in, knocks the puck off of the stick. Dubuque's trying to get it into the center. And saved by Jackson Baker. Puck goes back out to the point and out. Jackson Hunt putting on some pressure. Dubuque's able to keep it. Dubuque gets it in again. Maverick Rasmussen trying to keep the Dubuque players to the outside. Puck is loose in the slot, or in the crease, and Baker's able to grab it. Just under 4 minutes remaining in the second period. The Roughriders are down 2-0 to the Dubuque Fighting Saints. Face-off is controlled by Dubuque. It's a block shot on net. Gavin Sebring trying to get a breakout pass to Corbin Zek. Doesn't happen though. Shot comes in off of some sticks and blocked out to Corbin Zek, but then a little bit of a turnover, and Gavin Sebring bringing it in. Gets a shot off of the pad to Dubuque. Van Hansen grabs it, dumps it back in towards Gavin Sebring, but he isn't able to control it. Puck rung around the boards further. Where Donkey has the puck, tries to bounce it a little bit further, but not able to be successful. Iris able to then steal the puck. Back to Dubuque. Iris blocks the pass. Gavin Sebring playing some good defense. Got a breakaway coming with Corbin Zek bringing the puck in. Got a person with some pressure. Shot missed. And goal! Goal Riders! Corbin coming in on a 2-0. They're able to stick with it and knock the puck in. We have a 2-1 game, 2.5 minutes remaining in the second period. Riders haven't had a heck of a lot of offense during this game, but that was a really good sight to see and a very good individual effort. Ensuing faceoff taken by Jackson Joe, controlled by Dubuque.
Goal for Cedar Rapids, number 8, Allison King.
Puck into the corner. Ellis Palmer with the puck. Hits it really hard off of a... Nope, not off of the stick, but counted as an icing. 1.5 minutes remaining in the second period here. It is a 1-goal game. Hopefully the Riders can turn that goal into some momentum and be able to get more play on the Dubuque end of the ice. Face off controlled by Dubuque, sent out towards the point. But Brett Johnson was providing enough interference there to be able to let the play go out to the neutral zone. Shot goes in, over to the boards, off of Baker's blocker. Puck gets dumped out, no icing here. Brett Johnson's putting on some pressure. Puck gets run around the boards to Dubuque. Dubuque bumps it back into the middle of the ice. Dubuque coming in with some speed. Really nice attempt at a toe drag, but George Lanyo gets knocked down. And Hansen putting on some pressure. Backhanded back across the ice. Dubuque coming in with some speed again. And George Lanyo is going to take a penalty for checking. For the second period straight, the Rough Riders are going to be ending a period on the penalty kill. Peddleston, Seth, Rasmussen, and Sebring out there for the penalty kill. 17 seconds remaining in the second period. Dubuque controls it out to the point, dumps back into the corner. Gavin Sebring is able to get the puck. Got to work to be able to keep it, not able to. Dubuque sends it back out to the point. Comes back in. And time. Time runs out on the Dubuque Fighting Saints. We're going to have 1 minute and 13 seconds remaining on the penalty as we go into the third period. So this is your second intermission. It is quite chilly today in the Young Arena Ring. So all of the parents and the fans are working on trying to stay warm as we're watching these kids work really hard. The Duke is in the vast majority of the ice with your Rough Riders living on very tightly to keeping the puck out of the net. Jackson Baker has played an absolutely fantastic game here. He's seen a lot of action and be able to keep the puck out of the net for the most part. 10 seconds remaining in the intermission here. Likely going to have about a minute and 13 seconds remaining of penalty time to George Manuel. Riders are coming out with Jack Peddleston, Gavin Sebring, Maverick Rasmussen, and Elise Coleman on penalty kills. Face-off is controlled by Dubuque. Back into their defensive zone. Jack Peddleston putting on some hard forechecking. Puck goes over to the other side. Puck gets spiked to the middle. Jack Peddleston has the puck, bounces it up to Ellis Palmer. Able to get across the red line and dump it in. Jack Peddleston forechecking. Dubuque able to get it in there with some speed. Off of the post. Not out of the zone though. Puck gets partially blocked and then shot that is saved by Jackson Baker. Shot another one off the post. About 15 seconds remaining in the penalty. Maverick Rasmussen coming out to pressure. And shot and goal. Power play goal with 7 seconds remaining. It is Dubuque 3, your Rough Riders 1. Rough Riders couldn't get the puck out of the zone, and it was just a matter of time before Dubuque was able to find a stop that was able to get by Jackson Baker, who has been playing quite well this game. Puck dropped, controlled by Dubuque. Rough Riders able to steal the puck in the neutral zone. Corbin Zek dumps it in. Claire Donkey putting on some pressure. Puck goes to the other side. Dubuque coming in with some speed. Shot goes wide of the net. Corbin Zek's able to be first one on it. Able to get it up to Claire Donkey off of her stick, deeper into the Dubuque zone. Dubuque able to come in with some speed. Up to the point, shot in, deflected off of a Dubuque Fighting Saints stick. DJ Elliott with the puck. And we've got something going on in the neutral zone that stops play. Looks like Dubuque is going to be going into the box. Rough Riders are going to be going on the power play. Face-off is controlled by Jack Peddleston. Shot from Maverick Rasmussen off of a couple of sticks beside the net. Corbin Zek loses a touchdown. And Dubuque's able to get it out of the zone. Able to skate it in with some speed. Shot comes beside the net. Jack Kettleton's able to retrieve and pass it up towards Clara Domke, but misses her into a Dubuque player's hands. Clara putting on some pressure. Dubuque's able to play a little bit of keep away here, but Cedar Rapids able to steal it. Jack Kettleton with the puck, takes a shot, gets blocked, goes wide of the net. Clara almost able to steal the puck with a little bit of careless play from Dubuque. Dubuque's now winding it up with some speed. Dubuque coming through the middle of the ice. Shot wide of the net. Dubuque able to get onto the rebound. Pass back out into the middle. Misses a whole bunch of sticks, and Dubuque able to regain control. Dubuque able to skate back in. And Sid comes up to the point. They're going to be putting on some pressure. Dubuque tries to pass it in. Puck goes to a rider who throws it back to the point. And it is now full strength. Donkey with the steal. Tries to pass it up to Corbin Zek. Corbin with the puck. Corbin with a shot off the goalie's pads. Dubuque able to regain control. Puck flipped into the Riders' defensive zone. DJ able to clean up a rebound. Puck back in the corner, right back to DJ. Tries to pass it up to a Rider player, up to Jackson Drift's stick, knocked off of his stick. Dubuque back into the zone. DJ able to poke it off. And now Dubuque's going to have a shot. And goal. Oh. 7.5 minutes remaining in the third period. It is the Dubuque Fighting Saints 4, your Roughriders 1. Face off controlled by Dubuque. Ellis Palmer able to spike it off of a stick. But Dubuque's able to maintain control. Puck goes back into the middle. Ellis Palmer is able to grab the puck again, skating in. Shot off a blocker over Corbin's stick. And Dubuque coming back the other way with some speed. Puck falls off the Dubuque player's stick. Corbin is able to spike it out. Dubuque regains control in the neutral zone to execute a regroup. Dubuque coming in with some speed. Toe drag comes around a Cedar Rapids player and able to shoot it in is now Dubuque 5, Cedar Rapids 1. Face-off is controlled by Jackson Zook, brings it into the zone. Shot goes in, off the goalie's pad, and stopped. Six and a half minutes remaining in the third period. Face-off won by Dubuque. Stuck on the side of the net, though, and covered. Face off controlled by Dubuque. Skating in with some speed. DJ trying to keep up with it. That's a lot of body to try to chase. Wright Johnson able to steal a puck, gets it out of the zone. Dubuque's going to win a race to the puck. Jackson Jerf and Wyatt Monty putting on some pressure. Dubuque able to get it out of the zone though. And somehow the Riders end up putting it into their own net. Ensuing face off one by Dubuque. Shot saved by Jackson Baker. Face off one in control by Dubuque. Snapshot that gets off of Baker's pads. Jackson Hunt going to be the first one to it. Tries to chip it to himself. No icing. Lynn tries to steal it, but it ends up bouncing back off of the Dubuque player's skates. Dubuque player skates behind the net, passes it out front, passes it across. Off of Flynn Hansen's stick to George Lanyo. George tries to pop it out of the zone. Jackson Hunt putting in chase. And Dubuque's able to steal it. A lot of space between the lines now. Pass goes over. So the navigated around off of Jackson Baker's stick. Tries to pass it back across. Shot goes in. Saved by Jackson Baker. 4 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the third period here. Face off controlled by Dubuque. Shot blocked. Jake is able to cover. And we're going to have another face off ensuing. DJ gets the puck, tosses it down into the zone, but Dubuque's going to win the race to it. Dubuque's coming out with a lot of speed. And goal, Dubuque. Face off one device Dubuque. Tries to pass it up off of Jackson Jerf's skates. Back over to the other side. Dubuque's able to skate it in with some speed. Puck knocked into the corner onto Gavin Sebring's stick. Gavin passes it up to Breck Johnson. Breck Johnson over to Jackson Jerk. Knocked off of his stick. Dubuque back into control, skating it into the zone. Gavin Sebring gets it first, up to Breck Johnson. Breck passes it to himself, or passes it to Jackson Jerk off of the boards. Dubuque able to take control. 3 minutes remaining in the game. Knocked off of a stick by Wyatt Monty. Brett Johnson tosses the puck to a Dubuque player. Dubuque coming in with some speed. Skates it around that. Coming back up top. Looking for a place to go with the puck. Cycles it back down a little bit deeper. Play behind the net. And up into the netting. We're going to have a face-off in the zone. Face-off all tied up. Shot comes in. Jackson Baker brings it around to the corner. Shot off of some pads into the corner. George Lanio's going to win the race there. Passes it up to Jackson Hunt, but off of his stick to a Dubuque player. Dubuque able to control the puck and execute a regroup in the neutral zone. Puck comes back into the defensive zone. Player Dompey putting on some pressure. Clint Hansen able to knock the puck off of the stick. Puck goes back out to the point. Big battle in front of the net. Jackson Hunt with the puck. Passes it up towards Clint Hansen. Doesn't quite connect, and Dubuque's going to have control again. Clint Hansen able to steal the puck though. Tries to get it in deeper, but knocked off of his stick. Put across to the other side, and Dubuque going to come back in with control. It's across. Puck gets loose and then knocks to a Dubuque player who puts it into the empty net. 30 seconds remaining in the game here. Face off one by Dubuque. Skates it in and out of Baker's glove. And we've got probably our last stoppage with less than 10 seconds remaining. And that's going to end our broadcast here today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.